Module 4, where do I stand? So in this module, we're going to take a look at the starting positions for various phases of play. The first phase we're going to look at is the kickoff. So take up a position in line with the kicker, some 5 meters to the side, away from where the majority of the players have lined up. Ensure that the kickoff is at the center of the halfway and it is a drop kick. The kicker's team are all behind the kicker when the ball is kicked, and the opponents are on or behind the 10-meter line. As the ball is kicked, you are moving towards the kicker and then veer out towards the 10-meter line before coming into the ball alignment area. Observe that the ball reaches the opposing team's 10-meter line unless an opponent plays it first. The ball cannot be kicked directly on the fall into touch. The next phase is the scrum formation. Ensure that you are in a position to see the correct scrum engagement process. Stand about 1 meter to the side of the halfbacks with a clear view of the scrum throw-in and the front rows. Call the scrum engagement sequence crouch, bind, set. Keep the halfback throwing the ball in on your left-hand side. The halfback throwing the ball into the scrum must do so without delay. The ball is put in straight and the hooker's feet remain on the ground until the ball has left the halfback's hands. All scrum participants are bound to the scrum, and binding means using the full arm. The prime responsibility is to position yourself so that you can observe the following. Are all the scrum participants still bound and not infringing, i.e. are flankers hanging on with one hand? Does the halfback gather the ball cleanly? Does the opposing halfback remain onside at the scrum? And are the opposing backs onside or offside? So here in the video, the referee has turned so that his backside is facing one goal line and he is looking towards the non-fielding team. As the ball is hooked through the scrum, the referee follows the ball back and stops in line with the last feet of the number 8. He then stands there to observe A, the pass, B, the flankers, and C, the offside players of the blue team. There is another option of where to position yourself. You can position yourself on the other side of the scrum, and you usually do this if there is a problem that you need to sort out with the props. So on this particular occasion, you stand on the opposite side of the scrum to where the feeding hooker is standing. Look at him in the eye so that when you are ready for him to feed the ball, you can give him a non-verbal indication. Then again, as the ball is hooked, you turn and face the non-feeding team and fade backwards towards the last feet of the number 8. The next phase we're going to look at is the lineout. So take up a position either at the front, between the touch line and the 5-meter line, normally on the side of the team throwing in, or at the back on either side about the 15-meter line. So here the referee has taken up a position on the throwing team side between the touch line and the 5-meter line. Usually at age grade level, the ball will be thrown short, so the front positions are preferable. Be able to observe that the line-out gap is established and that line-out non-participants, i.e. the back, are back 10 metres until the line-out ends. The key is to be able to observe that the jumpers have a clear jump for the ball. Once the hooker has thrown the ball in and the ball is won by the throwing team, you can start to move towards the first 5 who's about to receive the pass. If you're going to take up a position at the back of the line-out, then here is the place to stand with your backside facing the throwing team's goal line and you looking directly ahead towards the non-throwing non-participants. Again, observe the ball as it's thrown in and then slowly move away as the ball is passed to the back. And there you have your 2 positions, one at the front and one at the back. So where's the best place to stand at a ruck or a maul? You need to take up a position which enables you to observe offside players and those not bound to the ruck or the maul, whilst also being able to observe where the ball is and its availability for play to continue. The best body position is side on, that is, with your back to the goal line and facing the non-ball carrying team. It makes observing offside lines much easier. And here in this photo, you can see Craig Jabir standing what we call on the A line, which is in line with the last feet of the team about to win possession. You move to either side of the ruck or the maul depending on what you want to observe. Then you move away in the direction of the subsequent play. And here you can see he's got his eyes on the ball, but he can also see all the offside players. In goal. Now this is the area where few players, parents, coaches or spectators forgive referee errors. Raise your level of alertness and your work rate. Get into in goal quickly and have play come to you. Endeavour to see the ball clearly so you can rule accurately. Be aware that there is no such law as too many hands on the ball. The ball carrier either forces the ball on the ground, in which case it's a try, or he's prevented from doing so by the opponents, in which case the ball is held up in goal and it's a scrum 5 metres. This brings us to the end of Module 4. Please now take a moment to complete the assessment on page 15 of your workbook. Coming up, Module 5, the kicks of rugby.